channel. So today we're going to go over two Condition 1 cases that I have that I'm currently using. First one is a 22-inch 7-pistol case, model number 300, pre-cut foam, 7 guns, 14 mags. That is the one to the right. That one is, on the interior specs, is 19.66 inches by 11.18 inches by 7.5 inches deep. Exterior dimensions are 21.84 inches by 13.82 inches by 9 inches deep. It comes in an assortment of colors. You can go on their website and take a peek. The reason I got this one over the one I had previously was the one I had previously only held 5, and this one actually has the retractable handle and wheels. And it just so happened that I caught them when they were running the special sale, which you can see the storage that's on the lid. And I don't even think they have this model anymore, but it's something I think you could have done if you call them. Or, well, I shouldn't say call them, because it's almost impossible to get a phone number for them. So email them, and you can request this same setup. Again, that's pistol case, 7-pistol case, model number 300. To the left, we have the 18-inch 50 mag case, model number 801, pre-cut foam, 50 pistol mags. This is the same as their 7-pistol case, or no, I'm sorry, 5-pistol case. If you had a 5 and you wanted to convert it over, you can just buy the foam insert. I'll have to get the model number for that and put it down below. But as you can see, the size difference just between the two and how much more storage you get obviously made it more functional for me. It all depends on what you have for pistols. If you have non-optic pistols, you could go with a smaller case that you didn't need as much depth on. The other option to this would be to get the 18-inch 7-pistol case that is about twice as deep as the one on the left. What it would do is it orient the pistols in the straight up and down position. Optics would be facing away from you, so on and so forth. What I do like about this case, there's a multitude of things. One of which being that obviously the storage up top is very useful. The fact that I can put 7 guns in here with optics, with flashlights, with mag wells, it all fits in here nice and securely, with extra spots for putting doodads and whatever else you want to add in there. It does have some magazine storage, but I found that usually most of my magazines are in the other case now, which opens up some extra spots to put things, which is never a bad thing, because you can never have too much room. As far as toting it around, like I said, it's really nice because once you... Here's problem number 1. When I loaded up the storage, this is where the problem comes into play, where you have too much stuff in here. It's good for storing small items, but if you're going to store large items, you're going to take away from being able to close the lid. And I think, yeah, that's the problem, I think, right there. You can move these around. It's just all Velcro, so you could actually rearrange all this to fit your needs better. I don't know what I did there, but it's not... Oh, you know what it is? I know what I did. Let me back up here. So I have magazines in the pistols, which I forgot I normally don't do because there's just not enough real estate to put all that in there. If they're the extended magazines. If they're single mag, flush mag, you'll be fine. But with the extended mags, with this up here, there's just not enough room to get the lid closed without really fighting with it. So what I'm going to do here, just to demonstrate, Let's take all the magazines out, and I will show you that it closes a lot easier than what I was just trying to do. Apologize for that. But it's also good to show you the ins and outs of each one of these. So that should solve the problem right there. So we'll try it again. And there we go. So now we can close it. Closes nicely. Again, it has the carry handle here and the retractable pull behind handle. So if you're traveling, you know, from your car to the firing line, you can roll this on its rollers. And these rollers are rubber coated, which is a nice feature too. I don't know how well it's going to hold up over time, but we'll see. As of right now, so far so good. If you're doing a lot of outdoor stuff, you're going to have mud on those tracks and you'll have to clean it off. But, so there you go. So now I'm going to put my spare set of screwdrivers back in here. And just to show you that yes, it will still close. It will. Because that really didn't take up that much room. Of course it's a little hard because I just kind of threw them in there. But you can't get it closed. It'll stay tight and off you go. So that's kind of it with this one. I did take the bottom layer of foam off of this. I cut it off because it sat flush up here, which also raised the height of all the pistols with the red dots and everything else, which made it impossible to close. So if this was empty, I could close it, but with stuff being in here, I had to obviously modify the foam a little bit. So not a big deal. It's just something that condition one, if you see this, you know, it'd be really nice to have this foam with just 2 layers instead of 3 for this purpose. I do have a layer of foam in the bottom because the bottom of this is not flat because of the wheels and the handle. There's raised areas underneath. So essentially, you know, by laying that, it's kind of like this foam here, the egg crate type. Laid it down on the very bottom, then put this on top, so you still have room for it to squish when you push down on it instead of being a closed cell foam. So it worked out really well. If I had to do it all over again, I would have waited until I got my hot knife to cut it so it would look nicer, but it's functional, so that's all that matters. With this, nothing was modified. It is as it comes. What I did do though, this just comes out. They do send the 2-sided tape in there to place it in there, but once you put this in there, you really have to push down hard on this lid to get it closed, and that's if it'll even close with it in there. It's kind of a bear. So as you can see, it's really tough. So by taking this out, it makes it real simple to just, and you're done. I could probably cut this in half, you know, and still put it back in there if you wanted that extra layer, but they're magazines. Who cares? You really don't need that foam up there anyway. But that is how it comes, so I just wanted to show you that. Again, they're condition 1 cases. They're nice cases. They've held up really well, and I've taken these on several trips now. So far so good. I take this all the range with me. It gets very heavy when these are all loaded. So be forewarned, when you load every one of these magazines up, this outweighs this by at least 3 times. So if you're not real strong, this may not be the option for you. If condition 1 ever decides to do this in here and make it 75 mag or whatever they can make it, that'd be kind of cool. So you could have 2 towed arounds, but this, you know, if you balance it on top there, you can use this to tote it around along with your pistols. So it's not the end of the world either way. Overall, I went with black just because that's what they had in stock at the time. I think the roll around, they didn't have a color that I liked, so that's why I went with black. So to match, I just did a black case for this. This case, they have every color under the rainbow, I think, available that they offer. This one was a little more, you had to be selective because it was, again, a special deal with having the extra storage up top. And that comes in handy. Like, you know, you also get your Molly here, that you can attach stuff to, but again, you got to watch out because it's going to bump into your optics and things like that. But you can situate that all differently to make it more usable for you. I've got a first aid kit in there. I've got some wipes so you can wipe down on the range, get that lead off your hands as soon as you get done putting everything away. I've got cotton swabs in there. I've got, you know, cleaning materials. I've got some lubrication in there. I think I even have a small cleaning kit in here as well. Yeah, I do. So the one that came with my bull armory. I've got, just in case the optics come loose, I've got a little repair kit put together here. It hasn't happened, knock on wood, but just in case, you know, that you don't want to be down, especially if you're competing or whatever, for something stupid like a screw coming loose. Carry a small bottle of my extreme duty gun oil in there. And like I said, I've got punches, different sizes, cotton swabs. Then above, I have, like I said, I have some screwdrivers and whatnot in here. I have batteries for the optics. I've got lens wipes, spare batteries for other optics. One of my personal favorites that I carry around, and I think I'm going to throw this in the bottom one just because it makes more sense. I've got the alcohol wipes, and you can get a box of these at like Walmart or whatever. They're fairly inexpensive. These are great, folks, if you have ported or compensated pistols, or even if you just have a gassy pistol and you're getting a lot of stuff on the lens. You can use these, wipe it clean, let it air dry. It'll take seconds, and you're back in the game, and it looks like brand new again. So you don't have to use any special cleaner or anything like that. I do also carry around, and I was going to put it back in here, I have the Zeiss lens wipe, the one you'd normally get with their kit. I'll show you one here. I don't know where I put the other one, but anyway. So this is essentially what it looks like. It's just a microfiber, and you can use this to wipe your lenses off with if they get dirty, dusty, carboned up, whatever. It's nice to have this in the range bag with you. I have one in the range bag. I have to put one back in here. So anything you can think of, again, for this kind of stuff is fantastic. So I've got another one here I'm just going to pop in. And then, I'll just leave these up here because that's where all the wipes are. Anywho's, as you can see here, what I also did was I've got one of the Allen wrenches that came supplied with one of the pistols that I have. I've got the Holosun tool. I run mainly Holosun optics, so that's kind of good for me. In here I've got just a basic medical kit, tourniquet, wipes, just in case something goes wrong. I'm trying to be prepared as possible. Oh, I forgot about this. I do have a little e-tool that I carry around in here as well. And that's obviously for the just in case, if you need a pair of pliers or something to grab a hold while you're trying to work on your stuff out on the range. Not the ideal place, but whether it's your tailgate or on the range counter or whatever. So that's there. This end slot, when I did cut off that bottom piece, it really opened it up, and I was able to make it so that you can take these out, because I was actually carrying a lot of magazines in here before I bought the other case. So you can just put the foam back in, but otherwise you can just lay your extra magazines in here with one of these instead of both, and it'll be the same depth as what your magazines are in other spots. So you can use it for multiple things, but that's what I was using for initially. Entirely up to you. You can make it what you want. And I'm sure if you want to spend the extra money, you could get a hold of Condition 1 or one of the other places online that actually does the custom cut foam. You could kind of custom tailor it to what you want. Keep in mind though, on this end and that end, you've got raised portions that are going to get in your way, which is why they have what they have here. Oh, I forgot too, yeah. So, because I've got this extra slot over here, just a rag to wipe things off with, a little micro screwdriver set. That way, if I need to repair anything, it's right there. So that's kind of it. If you got any questions, pop them in down below. I hope this kind of brought it to light for you guys of what is available. I know sometimes looking on their website, it's not the best pictures or the best, you don't get the best context out of it. But this kind of shows you what you can do with it. And if there's something else you want to do, again, there's options out there. So reach out to Condition 1 if you're interested in this setup, because again, it was a special deal that they were doing for a limited time. They do sell this with a camera type setup with dividers in here. Not real conducive to firearms, but if you're a videographer or anything like that, it's a nice setup, again, on wheels with this whole setup in there. So I'm sure that they could put the foam in and do it again if you request it. So that's it for that one. Thanks for tuning in, and again, if you have any questions, pop them in down below. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel out, and also trips that algorithm, so it starts bringing 2A content to other people that normally wouldn't see it. And thank you again for all your support, and we'll see you next time. HEBE out.